Oof, we are welcome back to Down the Track. We are live. KKR versus RCB. Virat Kohli's last years of captaincy, and he has not lifted the title. His team has been knocked out. Credit to KKR. I think, it was a one-man show. Of course, there's a lot of people. It's a team sport, but Sunil Narine stepped up to the plate. I have with me co-host Abraziz. We've been discussing RCB for the last 10, 12 years, but today I think this is the final time we're going to discuss Kohli as RCB captain.
Yeah, it's good. It's probably like a very sort of a difficult moment for him, so to say, But I thought he handled himself very well in the post match conference. I felt like he said all the right things. He didn't. He clearly mentioned that he's looking forward to being a player with the team, continuing to be a player with the team.
Yeah.
So hopefully there will be opportunities for him in the future. But yes, as a captain, I think that this will be some sort of a letdown for him. 10, 11 years of IPL, 12 years of IPL, and no trophy so far. And he's captains several games, and unfortunately he has nothing to show for it. Um,
Yeah.
I think that team is turning around a little bit. It's not like the RCB of the old, where there's a gigantic amount of money spent and there's no correlation in the team. I think that the team is starting to gel. There are still small chinks in the armor that they need to fix, but I think that there is a positive approach towards the team. There weren't too many changes this time around. They stuck with the core of the team being pretty solid. Couple of changes here and there, but overall, I thought they did a smart job of keeping certain things going and not trying to chop and change too much. And I think that is what they did last year and this year, and that's why they made the playoffs in both the seasons. So it's something that they should try to improve on now. But it's unfortunate that they weren't able to consistently do it for the longer period of time. And a couple more games for them would have been ideal. But it is what it is, and I think KKR were the better team on the day.
Yeah, definitely. I think RCB lost the game with the bat. With the ball, of course, there were some questionable decisions, but Dan Christian, he bowled to Pollard and Hardik Pandya. He bowled that great over, and RCB won that game. Today, he just got smashed. So I don't know if bowling changes was the real issue. Again, it's probably that over emotional thing, like arguing with the umpire. When you got the decision like in your favor, just let it go. Like, I understand the umpire give it not out, but let it go. The umpire knows he's made a mistake. There's no point going there. Focus on the game, focus on your tactics. Again, it's probably the more emotional side of things than actual tactics. I think the tactics were okay. Like Dan Christian, you can criticize that, but in hindsight, anybody else could have got hit on that over.
I think it was just a Sunil Narine show today, like you said, one man show. He
Yeah,
was on
one for
fire
this
with the
one.
ball. He came in with the bat. The first one he hit just hit the middle. He could have very well been just skied, and he could have gotten out first ball as well. But he came out with that intention. It worked out for him today. Can't really blame the fact that Dan Christian was given that over to bowl. I think that was like you said, he's done it in the past with Mumbai, and he's been successful. So it's not like a random shot that Virat took. My only thing is that he probably tried a little too hard in the end, and I
Yeah,
maybe goofed up a little bit on the Garten and Siraj situation. He should have given Garten to finish. That way,
yeah.
Dan Christian would have had to come in the last over. With that being said, it's easier said than done. But if it would have been Garten, it would have been a little bit better, I think. So there are small, like I said, small things, but nothing too major to like you said thing. But I think it was more KKR being ruthless than RCB kind of making sloppy decisions. I think so. That was probably the thing for me. In the middle overs when Varun and Shakib and of course Sunil Narayan were just fantabulous to stop the flow runs, because they started the power play. They were extremely good and then just tapered off from there. So it's a little bit unfortunate. I think more good bowling than poor batting. I think.
Yeah, no, I think in terms of the captaincy, more also, like I said, it was the emotional side of things. Like just keeping your calm in that situation, keeping calm in that situation. Look at Morgan, right? Like they were getting smashed. RCB's power play was much better than KKR's. They were getting smashed, but he knew that he had bowlers up his sleeve. These guys had Chahal, they had Harshal Patel, so I think a bit more calmness, would have really helped in that situation. A bit more belief, because what happens? It puts the fielders under pressure. How many drop catches we saw? Harshal Patel's ball. Who was it who dropped it? Um,
Shahbaz Nadeem.
and
Oh
then
no, that was Devdutt. I think Padikkal. So
Devdutt
there were
Padikkal and one
yeah,
Shahbaz Ahmed also dropped a catch, right?
dropped Shahbaz Ahmed.
Same thing happened with Ken Williamson in the last year. This time, It was the same
Yeah.
situation, same
Yeah.
match situation. So, like, you look at the repetitive issues, that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
dropping catches in crunch situations, keeping the calm. And I think, like, they need to be more calm. The senior players need to take more action. AB de Villiers, like I said, I've said this a lot, this guy needs to be more involved in the situation. Be, like, get that calming influence. If Kohli can't do it, he should get involved. And yeah, and I think their batsmen let them down. And the reason for that is Sunil Narayan's greatness, man. I think I'm just gonna put it out there. Sunil Narayan is probably top three best IPL players of all time.
I think that's a fair shout. I think
Foreigners for sure.
yeah, I think there might be a little bit of argument here and there, but I think for the most part, I think that there is definitely a good stake in that. I think even not only the foreigners, I think all time is a fair shout as well. I think he's been
Yeah.
phenomenal for the past few years, and it's just a shame that he's not a part of the West Indies World Cup squad. If there's any time to make those changes, I think now is the time. I think he definitely deserves a spot in there. I think KKR were the better team, like I said on the day. Thanks mainly to Sunil Narayan, and I mean, yes, like you said, it's a team sport. The others chipped in. I think Gill's cameo and then Shakib's calmness in the end. I think along with Ian Morgan was very important when there was like some confusion over there. I think that both of them played well and were able to get KKR through the line. I think an overall very very comforting and very positive performance from KKR, and I think that they'll be looking forward. Like I said, the momentum is with them. They'll be looking forward to going on with this all the way.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think the spinners, everyone else, Shakib Al Hasan, he chipped in as well. Like, he didn't pick up wickets, but he was economical. Varun Chakravarti has been outstanding all season. And Ferguson as well, he's picked up wickets.
Yeah.
So credit to them for that. And it's from 7 to now potentially a place in the finals. They'll be in the top three for sure. Unbelievable. Owen Morgan, brilliant captaincy. That move to send Narine, it could have been hit and miss, but now it just looks like an outstanding thing. And that's why I really like him as a captain. He takes risks like like these. He finished the game. Those 3 sixes finished the game.
Absolutely. I think that even though it was just one over, I think that momentum went back. Like that could have been a period where RCB could have really put the brakes on the scoring and created a lot more pressure. But I think that he just came out there, the 20-run over, 3 sixes, and then just really put the pressure back on RCB, and then it was really never coming back from over there.
Yeah, Ashish is asking who will win this IPL, KKR, CSK, or Delhi. I think Punjab will win, but what are your thoughts?
For me personally, I think it's going to be between KKR and Delhi. I think whoever wins the next game will go on to
Will be Chennai in the finals.
Will be Chennai in the finals. I think Chennai will have their off game in the finals. They haven't really had a very massive off game. They have had a few losses here and there, but I think that this will be the game that they will rue their chances, I think.
And KKR favorites in the game against Delhi just because it's in Sharjah and Delhi have to travel back to this pitch?
Sure. I think KKR in general, I think with the momentum that they are facing, they will be a better team. It'll remain to be seen which pitch is used. I think that will become very important, especially in a stadium like Sharjah, where we have seen lower scores being defended and stuff like that. So I think realistic options for KKR are a little bit more well suited because they just played around this, and then if the pitch is similar, they'll have a little bit more going in their favor in terms of the conditions because they have these 3 very, very, very fine spinners.
Yeah, I agree with that. The spin attack is just unbelievable, man, and especially in Sharjah, they're really.
And to say they have Kuldeep Yadav and Harbhajan Singh in the ranks is just unreal.
Yeah, and like the way RCB started, I thought this was a 180 track because balls coming onto the bat, they were smashing it. They're going 10-12 runs per over, right, in the power play.
Yeah.
But the spinners just came in and they just stole the show. And what else would you want to discuss in terms of this game? Like, is there anything else you would think, like, in terms of the batting, KKR? It was against Sunil Narine, but Rana chipping in, Iyer chipping in.
Like I said, I think a lot of this team has the likes of being well coached by Baz and being well captained by Ian. These are the most important thing. I think both of them have stamped their authority on this team. They've shown that fearless brand of cricket, and I think that's why I like this brand of cricket as well. And I'm looking forward to what they bring up against Delhi Capitals.
Okay, and who is Uh, who is a bigger IPL player, AB de Villiers or Sunil Narayan?
Ooh, it's a hard one. I'm gonna go with Sunil Narine because he has more
For me,
trophies.
this is very simple. Yeah, it's very simple, bro. It's not hard at all. It's very simple. Where is AB de Villiers, bro? I haven't seen him win a trophy ever in my life.
That's
But
kind of true.
I know he's an outstanding batsman and everything, but like if I'm just very critical about him, it's about in these key moments. Okay, fine, you didn't perform with the well, but at least get involved in the field, whatever it is. Like tell Kohli, no, I'm senior. Kohli will listen to him. Like at the end of the day, because he respects AB de Villiers. If there's
Yeah,
anyone he's going to listen to, he's going to listen to AB. So
yeah,
that's
for
where
sure.
like I think he needs to take more responsibility. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Yeah, I think that wraps it up. At the star player, there's no discussion. I think it's Sunil Narayan.
Very
Um,
simple. Yep.
yeah, on top, and just two more games to go. KKR, I think right now KKR favorites to go into the finals, but finals to beat CSK, I think it's going to be a bit difficult with Dhoni there. Dhoni versus Morgan, that'll be crazy. I'm backing Morgan for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. There is just one thought that's a little bit out of the picture, and we can talk
I know
about this a
that
lot more.
Dhoni finished it off for Chennai. You're very excited
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
that too. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. As much as I hate Chennai, that moment was nice to see for sure.
Yeah.
But I just want to make a slightly off the topic discussion over here. There's two new teams that are going to come in the auction next year, right? So there's those two teams who are going to look for a captain. There's RCB is looking for a captain. We've discussed about how Sanju Samson has really not picked up captaincy as well as we would have liked. So there's potentially RR looking for a captain. KL Rahul, we've seen when the pressure is off him, he performs well. We don't know if that's going to be the case. Most likely they'll stick with him as captain. But there are 4 or 5 teams looking for a captain. If there was any more pressure in the auction, I think that this is just starting to build up in terms of team combinations and stuff like that. But I think these 4 or 5 teams will have it a little bit harder because they will need to go all out for an out and out captain, which is going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Even I honestly feel KL Rahul will be RCB captain, but I don't know how Punjab will probably retain him. The only
Yeah.
way that will happen is if he puts in a transfer request, like football. That's the only. I have a feeling it might happen. Just like a word with Virat Kohli and if I don't know who the two teams are, but one of them is going to have a very strong captain. That's for sure. Warner is a
It's like
possibility.
Warner is one possibility, of course. So
He
there's
could.
because I think that him and SRH have parted ways with the way he's been reacting on social media. But it's going to be very interesting. There are not that many options out there, but there are more people needed versus lesser captains available. So maybe some youngsters will have to step up and see how that goes. Maybe Shreyas Iyer will be upset that he didn't get the captaincy back. He will probably
And
be looking for
bounce.
an option.
Yeah.
So there's a couple here and there, that'll be interesting. But we can talk a lot about this when the auction's coming closer. But just something that came in my mind right now. There's lot of captains that are needed in the next season.
Yeah, definitely. And Owen Morgan is also finishing. We don't know. This might be his last season with KKR, so KKR will also have a vacancy. Just lastly, Ashish had a couple of questions. If Russell is fit, who will you drop? Yeah, you want to take that or?
Ooh, it's going to be very, very, very hard. I think that if Russell is fit, Russell has to still sit out because Shakib's the only option, right? Lockie you can't remove. Sunil Narayan, after this performance, you can't remove. Who's that? Morgan obviously is captain, so you really can't
That's the
remove
thing,
him.
right? On
So,
form, you would take Morgan out, but
yeah,
you can't take him
but
out
he's
because he's
captain.
captain. But honestly, if it's the next game is in Sharjah, so I would not play Russell because
Yeah.
even if he's fit, he would have played in the group stages. He would have played 1 or 2 games and took I don't think he's going to be fully fit, because they've delayed it. And with the World Cup coming, I think that's going to be in the back of his mind. I don't think he's going to go full throttle even if he's fully fit. So if there's a game to play him, take that risk and play him in the final. But in this Sharjah, you have a winning combination. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
I think completely. Shakib has been phenomenal. I think in those middle overs and even in the power play, bringing him in, he's been quite nice. I think that if they can go in and win that game and then just try him out in the finals, if it clicks, it clicks like the Sunil Narayan show today. It clicks my Russell. Russell wins you the World Cup, the cup. So
Yeah, the IPL.
the IPL Cup. So I wouldn't change it for the next match for sure. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, because they do have left-handers, Delhi, but then you have Chakravarti and Narayan, so you can bring in Sakib when the righties come in, attack the likes of Iyer, Prithvi Shaw, and these guys. So
Yeah.
you can always work around because you guys also have that left-handed option.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, and just lastly, your thoughts on MS Dhoni? Finishing off that game, it went like crazy on social media. I didn't get the hype, but yeah.
I mean, come on, 6-4-4-4. You got to give him something. Gotta give 18 runs.
Finally. It's been
Well,
2 years, man.
I know you're very critical of a lot of people in general. So
Like AB de Villiers.
yeah, clearly. So
Uh,
it's gonna be hard to fight you with this one,
but
but
yeah,
it was
what a
just it
finish,
was
man. Like, you have to give credit where it's due. It was a fantastic
there
finish.
was
Like,
there was one edge that went for four, and he was a little lucky, no doubt about that. But I think just to see
yeah,
that,
no, I'm not taking away from that batting. There's one bang six he hit out of the thing. It did roll back the years.
that was beautiful. That was beautiful. It's just nice to see that. It's
But
definitely
I'll tell you something. What
Chennai
I
needs a
really like.
captain too. Chennai needs
Yeah,
a captain too.
Chennai also. But the thing with Dhoni is, I'll tell you something. What he did yesterday, he's never done before. He promoted himself and he played aggressive from ball one. He didn't look to nurdle the ball. That's what I was most pleased about. Every time he comes, he like touches the ball. I don't know what he does. Yesterday, he went and smashed it. Like even he missed a couple of deliveries, but he was swinging. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
You miss swinging. I don't have a problem.
yeah. Yeah,
The intent was good.
one more game for maybe the last time we see Mahendra Singh Dhoni bat, be interesting to see how that works. Just my hatred for Chennai overpowers my love for Dhoni, so I don't want Chennai to win.
Yeah, the thing is, he's also said he wants to retire in Chennai, so there might be one more season. But I think it's pushing it. Like for him, this will be the ideal time to retire. If I was him, finals you win it, let's just call it a day. Like that'll be for.
It will
You can't
create
get
some
better
kind
than
of it'll create some kind of imbalance for them to do like a player for 1 year and then have to go out and look for a captain for the next 2 years. It's too many. If somebody they have to restructure it for the next 3 years, so they have to look at a 3 year plan. Dhoni doesn't fit into a three-year plan, unfortunately.
And your favorite player, Ashwin, Ashish is asking, will he be a threat to all lefties in KKR?
He'll be a threat, like in general. I think that he's had a quiet sort of a second leg of the IPL. He hasn't really taken it by storm, especially after the World Cup selection. I was expecting a little bit more from him, but I think he will be a threat, and never write off a champion like Ashwin. He can come back when it really matters.
Yeah, so I think definitely with on this kind of wicket and Sharjah, he will play a part, and he'll have to bring his experience and just keep it a bit simple. I think, and then use the variations in between, but keep it simple and see how it goes. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Just 2 more matches to go, so I will catch you tomorrow's a break, so I'll catch you on Wednesday. Yeah, hopefully we get a good game in, and yeah, it's all set up for the finals then.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.